Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Let's Make a Model part 1.5, like I said I would do. We're in the bathroom where I do my paint stripping in a little tub here. And I forgot to record when I started to do it, so he's partially, not much, but partially stripped of paint. And basically what you do is, or what I do, is I use Simple Green. So here we go, I use Simple Green, all-purpose cleaner, concentrated. It's non-toxic and biodegradable. So I use it for that reason in case I get it somewhere and I don't realize it. And it doesn't really harm any surface, so that's a plus. And basically what I do is, it smells nice in comparison. So I get a tub and I put some Simple Green in it, and then after the Simple Green I put some water in it. It kind of foams a bit. You could always do it the opposite way. Water then Simple Green. The ratio, I don't have a real ratio that I use, I just do it. If I feel it's going to be a tough model, like if it's covered in like a clear coat or something like that, I'll do a high concentration of Simple Green and I'll let it soak for a long time. The longer it soaks, the easier it is. And I already broke the arm and the backpack off on purpose after it soaked a bit, because you can see here, it breaks down the bond of the glue a little bit and it makes it weak, so you might as well break it off and re-glue it anyway, kind of remake the model. So I just like to soak an old toothbrush, and make sure it's an old toothbrush and you know what type of toothbrush you're using so you don't accidentally use it on your teeth later. And you go ahead and you scrub it. And you'll notice certain colors come off easier than others. And you just scrub the model down pretty good. And here on the leg you can see it's getting some color off of it now. A little bit. You just keep working at it. Once you start getting the paint to flake off, it should really start coming off that area a little bit easier than trying to get the first flake off. And you just let it soak and then scrub. Then you can, kind of rinse it back off here. And then you could scrub some more. Get that red off with the chain sword. And that's really the whole process. So I'm not going to sit here and do it the entire time. I find pewter scrapes off a bit easier than plastic does in most cases. You can even get in there with your finger and scrape it to get some of the paint off if you can't get it with your toothbrush. You also get like a pick, like a dental pick to scrape certain areas like the eyes, which you can't really get into with the toothbrush. But this is why I say you have to be careful with like fine models. Like if this was a thin piece, oh, it's kind of off camera. Look at that. If this was a thin piece up here, it's hard to do this and keep it in a camera shot. It could bend it when I'm pushing force on it. Also with green stuff parts and molds, it could damage the green stuff. It could weaken it a bit, and when you scrape along it, you lose detail. So you do have to be careful. Other than that, there's not too much else to say. You can see he's coming along pretty nicely now. Probably going to soak a bit more, because the longer he soaks, the better. And you just get those parts clean. Have his arm back here. Start brushing that bolt gun. You kind of see starting to get pewter to show through. And this is why I feel pewter is easy to get the paint off. Because pewter, normally when I have pewter on my models and I don't seal it, or if I have pewter models I should say, and I don't seal it, through just wear and tear I'll find the paint starting to kind of wear off of the pewter, but not of my plastic models. Plastic tends to be a bit harder to strip the paint off of, but once you get it going, it comes along, as you can kind of see there on the backpack up in this area, again off camera. But yeah, it's just a little bit harder in plastic. So if you're stripping plastic models, definitely let it have a good nice soak. The longer the soak, the better for plastic. Resin, I would kind of put along the same way. But resin, you have to be careful because it tends to warp easier than the plastic models. But you can see it starting to come off of the backpack. And you can rinse off the model in there. You can even scrub it underneath the solution. I don't think there's any real benefit for doing that, but you could do it. And that's pretty much it. Just let it soak, keep going, scrubbing until you're happy with it. You're going to find it hard to get it 100% completely stripped, but you're going to get it pretty close if you keep working at it, and it's not that hard. And it'll be good for painting. And that's basically it. And as you can see, this is kind of a big tub of Simple Green for this model. It's reusable, as long as it doesn't get too dirty. So when I'm done with this, I can throw other models in there, or I can have multiple models soak if I wanted to. I only have one to do right now, so I'm showing you for demonstration purposes. But I'll probably find some other models I want to strip and just throw it in there once I'm done and let them soak for a while, and then strip the paint off of them. So that's pretty much it for Let's Make a Model Dark Angels Edition 1.5. Remember, this is a restorative edition of Let's Make a Model, so that's why I'm stripping the paint off of this guy. And I think it's some practical tips that I'm sharing with you guys, because you can get models for cheap on eBay or through a deal where somebody's getting out of the hobby. You may want to strip down the paint to repaint them yourself, so having some info out there for that is helpful. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So until next time, take it easy.